What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday, the best Sunday of your life. Post-Christmas, it's Coffee Conversations.
Ayo.
Weston, Dan, Athletic Aesthetics. Welcome to the party. What's up, Dan Herring? Thanks for tuning in. So, I hope everybody's Christmas was fantastic. If it wasn't, I'm very sorry. You know, we know a few people close to us who actually lost loved ones on near Christmas. So, I know sometimes Christmas isn't always the greatest, but for those of you who did have a wonderful Christmas, that's awesome. For those of you who didn't have a wonderful Christmas, we feel for you. We're sorry, and we hope you have better days coming.
Right. Yeah, so, Daniel, let them know what we're going to talk about today.
All right, so, as we know, guys, 2021 is right around the corner. And so I actually did a live on my personal page last week, and I talked a little bit about, shredding the idea of a New Year's resolution and replacing it with the idea of having a 2021 vision.
I think your exact words were New Year's resolutions are shit.
No, I said they're crap.
Oh.
I didn't swear that day. That day, that live. So I said, we want a 2021 vision, not a New Year's resolution. And then I kind of generally brushed over how we want to have goals and we want to have a plan. Okay, but I didn't get into specific details about how to make a plan and set your goals based on that plan, or make plans based on those goals. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. Weston and I are going to walk you through SMART goals, and SMART is an acronym, S.M.A.R.T. And this is how we set up our lifting. All right, this is how we set up our general goals. Right, general goals that I spoke about last week was yourself, your relationships, and your wealth. Okay, and that's how I tend to do things. Okay, everybody's different, and so we're going to show you how. And give you some examples of SMART goals within that realm. Now, obviously, we're fitness enthusiasts, so that's how we're going to keep. The SMART goals specific to what we're talking about, something that we know very well and dear. But this also goes for literally everything that you want to set a goal for. It could be like for a musician. It could be for your job. It could be for literally anything in the world. The examples are endless, but
it's a concept.
It's a concept, okay? SMART goals are a concept that can be applied to everything, all right? So, SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. SMART, S, you got to be specific. M, they got to be measurable. A, they got to be attainable. R, they got to be realistic. And T, they have to be time-based, okay? So we're going to kind of go back and forth here. Taking one acronym at a time, and Weston's going to start us off with how we make a specific goal.
Right, so specific basically is just the opposite of general. So we hear general goals being, I want to lose weight, I want to build muscle, I want to eat healthier. Well, how? Right, so you want to have some type of specificity. To your goals. One, just to help keep you more accountable. It starts to build this vision that Dan's talking about, right? It's like, well, I want to lose how much weight. Instead of just being across the board, it helps you to start to paint that picture in your head and gives you something to actually strive for. Because it's so important to have little incremental goals along the way to kind of help you know that you are making progress, but it's also a boost of self-confidence, right? So if you say, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next month, right? That would be kind of ambitious, but definitely possible. That allows you to have a benchmark to know that what you're doing is going towards the overall goal. I want to build muscle. Well, where? Do you want bigger arms? Do you want a bigger chest? Do you want bigger legs? How much bigger do you want to get? It just helps narrow down the actual details of what this goal is that we're setting. So you want them to be specific.
Be specific. Dive deep. So when we're trying to help people discover what their actual goal is, a lot of times that's the first thing we hear. I want to lose fat and I want to get toned. Okay. All right. So then 5 to 6 questions later from us, then we get, I've put a lot of, over the last couple of years, I had a baby, and so I can't get rid of that belly fat right around there. But like my arms are good, but I just feel like I'm packing, just packing a lot of the extra fat like right around my belly, and like I think I could lose a little bit of fat off my butt. I'm like, all right, perfect. That's what we can work on. That's something that we can work on. That's not general anymore. It's now specific. And so that leads us perfectly right into what a measurable goal would be. And Weston nailed it on the head. Like once we get specific, we say, all right, we want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months, or we want to gain 10 pounds in 3 months. All right, so that's something, we have a number on it now. Now it's measurable. So now we can say, all right, well, we gained 2 pounds in month 1. Let's try to get 3 pounds in month 2, or 4 pounds in month 2. All right, and now we can start saying, all right, and we can start putting numbers to things, and we can actually start using a lot of different variables to measure our progress. All right, and so we can look back and say we hit this on this date, and now we're going to hit this on this date, and then it keeps snowballing, right, or gaining steps forward. All right. It could be that if you're a runner, right, something measurable, you want to run a 7-minute mile, but you're currently at an 8:30-minute mile. All right, so something measurable is if we run an 8:30 mile in month 1, right, at the end of month 1, now we can run an 8-minute mile. That's measurable. We can see that we've made progress, and seeing progress is extremely important, and that's why making your goals measurable is extremely important. Humans are innately driven off numbers. Right? We love numbers right now, okay? We love numbers, so it's really, really important to make something measurable, but with numbers, but also with what we can see, right? Seeing is believing a lot of times. So if we can see that we're making progress, then that's something measurable too. So if we say, all right, the inches, I want to come down on inches, or just around the waist, or if I want to gain inches on our chest, that's measurable as well, something that we can see, right? So we got specific, and now we got measurable, and that leads us right into what is attainable.
Right. So I'll just give you 2 extreme examples. An attainable goal would not be to lose 100 pounds in 2 months. I mean, it might be possible with like starvation tactics. Maybe, I don't know, but let's say it's not. So do things that are actually possible, right? If you just started working out this year, you're not going to compete in Mr. Olympia next year. So be, realistic with yourself, which will lead into our next one, right? I didn't really want to use that word, but I had to. Be realistic with what you can attain, and it's not going to end up just being discouraging to you because you weren't able to get it. Like if somebody wants, you're not going to be Mr. Olympia next year if you just started working out this year. Be real with yourself to know that down the line in the future, by all means, like that's what this is all about, is short and long-term goals. But just be real with yourself and what is possible through healthy means.
Yeah, and then realistic and attainable are very, 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 very similar. And like you heard Weston use the word real and realistic like several times in that definition of attainable. So again, I mean, just more examples. So like if you're a 25-year-old male and you're 6 foot and you're only 135 pounds, so you're a little beanpole, it's not realistic for you. Oh, and you've never lifted before, so you have no experience lifting. Obviously, you're 135 pounds, but 6 foot, so you're a little beanpole. So if you're 25, male, 6 foot, 135, and want your goal to be to deadlift 500 pounds in 6 months, that's unrealistic. Now, that is a fantastic goal, but you have to realize that is a goal that's going to be 5, 6, 7 years down the road, because you have to have an understanding of how strength works. That's a strength movement. You can't just say I'm going to do 500-pound deadlift if you can't even deadlift 135 with good form, all right? So a more realistic goal, if you're this person, is to say, all right, I'm going to study deadlifting from professionals. I'm going to look up proper programs or get with a trainer who has great deadlifting program. I'm going to say, all right, 135 is my first goal, and I want to deadlift 135 with perfect form in 3 months, in 1 month, right? That's much more attainable. That's much more attainable and realistic, right? That's more fathomable than saying going from 135 to 500. That's just unrealistic. It's not going to happen, okay? So attainable, realistic, very, very similar, all right? And then that leads us into something else that we've also been talking about here and there as far as time periods go, and that is the T, which is time-based. You have to have a time-based goal. And
those time-based goals can be short-term or long-term. That kind of goes back to what Dan just said about, being realistic with these goals and understanding how long something will take. And to learn how to deadlift with proper coaching really won't take that long. To be fantastic at it, it's a skill like anything else. It takes time. But to understand the basics, if you have a good teacher, it won't. For you to pick up 135 in a matter of a month or so is more than possible. But we're telling you right now, you're not going to deadlift 500 pounds in 6 months. It's just not going to happen. Now, if you want to deadlift 500 pounds in 5 years, that's 100% doable. So you just want to be specific with your times and realistic with them. Now, what that also does is it gives you a deadline. So let's think more short-term weight loss. If you just say that I'm going to lose weight this year, it's very what's that word? Like ambiguous. I don't know. It doesn't tell you anything. But if you say I'm going to lose this much weight by this day, then it's kind of like when you have a paper due. Like it's pressing that every single day you work on that paper. So when you get to that deadline, you don't fail. So that's another way that putting a time on things can be beneficial to just keep you accountable.
Amen, brother. Amen. So this is all of these. I mean, all of them kind of run together, right? All of them run together, and that's what they should. They should, and they help you create a vision. Okay. The number one reason why people have New Year's resolutions and then those New Year's resolutions fail or people are giving up on them by the time March comes around is because they don't have any vision or any idea of what they want to do. They just know they want to do, which is a great place to start. That's really, really important. So you're there, okay? But now you got to be much more specific. You got to be smart, and you have to set goals that have a good timetable on it, right? That are specific. You have to know why you're doing it. They have to be measurable. They have to be attainable, realistic, and all of these things put together, okay? And this is what's going to help keep you, quote unquote, motivated through this whole process, to know and to have a vision, to see what you're working for, okay? So that's why we're doing this today. So our challenge for you, okay, is if you are this person listening to this and are watching this, and you have a New Year's resolution or you have a 2021 vision of yourself, we challenge you to set SMART goals, all right? And get very, very detailed and very specific with it so you can see it very, very clearly with a clear-eye view, all right? And then believe it, all right? Seeing and believing. So you got to see it in your mind first, and you got to believe that you can actually do it, all right? Believe that you can do it because you 100% can. You just have to have the right process and the right plan to do it. All right, and having SMART goals is the right plan, is the right process to achieve your goal. You can 100% do it. You don't have to be another figure, another number of these people that start the new year with a New Year's resolution and then they're out by March. Okay, you don't have to fall in that category. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. All right, so if that is something that you've never done before, or it's something that this is still confusing to you after what we've said, reach out to us. This is what we do for a living. We help people create a vision for themselves, for their goals, for their health and their fitness. All right? We can help you. So reach out to us. We will help coach you. We will help you set your SMART goals. right? And we'll get you into the best shape of your life in 2021 for whatever that's for. Whether that's a wedding coming up, whether that's for because you had a health scare in 2020, whether that's because you let yourself go, whether that's because you have big goals, you want to take yourself to the next level, whether that's because you already deadlift 300, but you want to deadlift 500, right? Let's set some SMART goals and let's figure out how to get there, because the plan and the process is the most important part, followed by the will and the belief that you can do it. All right? Send us a message if you want to talk more. Otherwise,
I got nothing.
I think we've nailed every bit of the little live session today. So this is Coffee Conversations with Dan and Wes in Athletic Aesthetics. We are your leaders in health, fitness, and everything that has to do with weightlifting and having a ball doing that. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, message us or put it in the comments, and we will reach out.
See you guys. Have an awesome day.
Peace, love, and hustle.
Ayo.